Hello everybody, in today's video I'm going to be trying to make a steel factory inside of Satisfactory, and I'll explaining it step by step on how to do it by yourself and all the mistakes I will make going through this. So let's get straight into the video. For this tutorial you'll need 120 iron ore per minute and 120 coal ore per minute. And I was way too lazy to find the energy needed, but I can assure you that it's under 200. Maybe. And the real tutorial starts at 4:34. The rest of it is just me setting everything up. Now let's get straight into it. Alright, so we're inside Satisfactory, and the first thing that I was trying to work on was to make the steel beams first. And then we're going to have to split the production in half to make steel rods. Oh, it's steel pipes. We're going to make steel pipes later. So as you can see, first we have our pure coal node attached to a miner Mark 1. And we have some conveyor belt that's eventually going to go over to the iron ore that's over here. So in order to make steel you need both coal and iron. So I have these two normal nodes right here. I don't know how much they give, but let me go ahead and check how much the coal gives real quick to find how much we need to make. Okay, for the coal is making 120 coal per minute, which is great. And now we just need to check how much the iron makes per minute. So we'll start by making a miner Mark 1, and in order to do that, we're going to need to make a portable miner. I'm assuming it'll make 60 per minute, but we'll have to find out first. Yeah, okay. It's 60 per minute. So if we have two iron nodes, both with a miner Mark 1, they will both make 120 ore per minute, with the coal one up there by itself making 120 ore per minute. Okay, so if we get two miners onto these iron nodes, we should be matching the same production of the coal over there. So let's go ahead and start our factory. We'll start by making two miners. So we have one miner here and one miner here. Now we just have to merge them together. Now that the two iron nodes are merged together, let's go ahead and bring over the coal. Since the coal produces 120 ore per minute, we're going to have to use a Mark II belt because the Mark I belt can only hold up to 60 ore per minute, with the Mark II belt being able to hold up to 120 ore per minute. So I'm going to upgrade these belts and then send them over. Since the coal was sent so high up onto this platform, I will make a conveyor lift that sends it lower onto the lower platform of the game. So I'll go ahead and build a wall here going down to this level, and then I will grab some foundations and put them in this direction. Okay, the foundations are completely built. Now all I need to do is add the conveyors. And for the conveyors, I'll start from the end going to the start of the coal, if that makes sense. Actually, let's just scrap that idea. I'll just start up here. For the people that play Satisfactory and didn't notice, you can actually reverse the conveyor lifts by, instead of sending items from the bottom to the top, you could send items from the top to the bottom. And the best way to do that is by clicking R, and then it'll go into the reversed mode. I guess you have to start from the bottom for some reason, which is no problem for me, but I just think it's a little bit weird. Oh my goodness, I keep falling off the platform. Okay, now we have the coal coming in and the iron coming in. So the next step is to start making our factory. So the steel ingots will take 45 per minute. So I will have to underclock a couple of the machines to make it good enough, I guess. So I can underclock these two machines to 45 per minute to produce 90 iron per minute. Actually, I just thought of a better idea. What if we keep the 120 per minute for the iron and the 120 per minute for the coal and just underclock the entire factory production instead, which would be much easier because I don't want to have to go all the way back to the coal factory. Well, I guess I will eventually have to go back there for power and stuff, but other than that, let's just get started. So the steel ingots are produced inside of the foundry, so we're going to have to get the materials for that to make a foundry. Luckily for us, the only thing we're missing is modular frames. So let's go get some modular frames, everybody. Luckily, the modular frame factory is over here, so let's head over there. If anybody wants to know how I made this modular frame factory, go ahead and check the raw uncut live stream that I made going over a couple of days in Satisfactory to make this modular frame factory. It won't be as good as the steel production factory, but it's still pretty good. Alright, let's head back over to the steel factory. Alright, so I got 100 modular frames, so now I can build our foundry. First, I'll make a little foundation for us to work with. I need to fix something first. I need to change some of these belts to Mark II because I accidentally forgot to do that. Okay, everything should be Mark II now. But for this one also has to be Mark II because 60 plus 60 is 120. Alright, this will be producing steel ingots, and I can overclock this to 120. Okay, we can't get to 120 per minute, so I'll just make 2 foundries instead. So I'll make a splitter here. Okay, so I made a splitter in front of this merger with a Mark II belt in between right here. And I'm gonna have a Mark I belt going into here, and a Mark I belt going into here. And I'll set both of these foundries to making 60 per minute. So you're gonna need 2 power shards to do that. 60 per minute is also 133.333 if you want to type that in instead. But honestly, I think 60 is easier to do. Okay, so we have the iron hooked up into these 2 foundries. Now I just need the coal hooked up into these 2 foundries. So I'll go ahead and make a splitter right here with a Mark II belt going into it and Mark I belts leaving it. So one of them can go into here, and we'll have a conveyor lift like this. With a Mark I belt going in like that. Going into the both foundries, just so it looks a little bit clean. And that's what the 2 foundries are gonna make. And since we don't need steel pipe right now, we're just gonna leave these 2 making steel beams for this factory. Okay, so each of these are producing 60 per minute, so we can make 2 constructors coming out of these foundries, and our total production for all of this is going to be 30 steel beams per minute. And I'm gonna go ahead and merge it into one thing. So yeah, I'm gonna merge it into one storage container. And the last thing we have to do is hook up all the power. So let's go ahead and do that. When hooking up power, I like to hook up everything that isn't the miners first so that everything later gets evened out. Okay, so all the power is hooked up to all the machines, with this power pole being hooked up to all the miners. And as you can see, I haven't hooked everything up yet because I want to check the conveyors one last time to make sure that everything is perfectly good and okay. So since these 2 miners are 60 per minute, they can be a Mark I miner, or a Mark I belt, and then this one right here has to be Mark II, and then these 2 can be Mark I. This one has to be Mark II though. Wait, never mind, it can be Mark I. Because it's splitting into this one and this one, making 60 per minute. And this one outcomes 60, that one outcomes 60, so it's okay. And then both of these are 15, making 30 per minute, which is okay for all of these to be 30 per minute, which means everything's good to go. Alright, now the last step is to hook up the power, so let's go ahead and do that. We have one power line here, and all we gotta do is bada bing, bada boom. Now everything should come in and start working. And all I have to do left is wait for 200 steel beams to come in, which should take just over 6.5 minutes, which is fine. But I don't really have other things to do, so I guess this is just fine then. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial on how to make a steel factory. I hope this helped, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.